You can take the man out the hood, but the hood is in the blood forever. Concrete veins, iron mind, leaving all the weakness far behind. Concrete veins, iron mind, leaving all the weakness far behind. From the gutter to the peak, perfectly aligned. Perfectly aligned. From the gutter to the peak, perfectly aligned. Yeah, never fold. I bought a house in the hills, got a gate in the view, but the memories of the trenches still looking brand new. Every time it starts to rain, I can smell the project dirt. I can feel the heavy echo of the generational herd. I'm eating at the finest tables, wearing the tailored suits, but I never disconnected from the subterranean roots. When the corporate executives trying to play me for a fool, I revert back quickly to the old school rule. Got the concrete flowing right inside of my veins. I'm the master of the labyrinth, the breaker of the chains. I look them in the eye, I don't blink, I don't flinch. I'm taking the whole yard, I ain't giving up an inch. They think I'm civilized, they think I'm fully tame, but the beast is still alive, just completely unnamed. I navigate the boardroom like I navigated the block, with a calculating mind and a heavy mental block. Concrete veins, iron mind, leaving all the weakness far behind. Concrete veins, iron mind, leaving all the weakness far behind. From the gutter to the peak, perfectly aligned. Perfectly aligned. From the gutter to the peak, perfectly aligned. Yeah, never fold. The money changed the zip code, but it don't change the soul. The trauma from the pavement takes a heavy type of toll. I sleep with one eye open, the paranoia is real. I can still remember perfectly how the hunger used to feel. So I stack the paper high, I build the fortress strong, knowing that the peaceful moments never last too long. I keep a couple brothers from the old neighborhood close, cause they know the real me, not the one that they suppose. We sip the dark liquor, talking about the ones who failed, the soldiers who got swallowed by the penitentiary cell. I carry their legacy, I carry their heavy name, refusing to be altered by the bright lights and the fame. I walk with a heavy step, I got the posture of a king, but I'm ready for whatever the universe might bring. The surface is polished, but the core is solid rock. I'm permanently tethered to the rhythm of the block. You can't buy this type of grit, it's inherited. It's earned through the fire. Concrete veins, iron mind, leaving all the weakness far behind. Concrete veins, iron mind, leaving all the weakness far behind. From the gutter to the peak, perfectly aligned. Perfectly aligned. From the gutter to the peak, perfectly aligned. Yeah, never fold. You can take the man. You can take the man. You think that metal makes you a king? It makes you a target. True power is intellectual. Drop the steel, grab the book, changing up the way the future generation look. Drop the steel, grab the book, changing up the way the future generation look. Mine is the weapon. Keep the caliber high. Mine is the weapon. Keep the caliber high. Yeah. Elevate the mind. Look at the youngin' on the corner acting incredibly tough, holding on the weapon cause he thinks he ain't enough, screaming about the territory that he doesn't even own, living in the temporary and the fabricated zone. You ready to catch a body over colors on a rag, while the politicians sitting back and counting up the bag? They build the penitentiaries exactly for your type, selling you the illusion, feeding you the deadly hype. You ain't a rebel, brother, you a puppet on a string, dancing to the violent song the devil love to sing. I pull him to the side, snatch the weapon from his hand, telling him he needs to thoroughly observe and understand. If you wanna terrify the system, educate your brain, learn the legal loopholes, learn to navigate the rain. A black man with a book is a formidable threat, much heavier than any physical weapon they ever met. Drop the steel, changing up the way the future generation look. Drop the steel, grab the book, changing up the way the future generation look. Mind is the weapon, keep the caliber high. Mind is the weapon, keep the caliber high. Yeah, elevate the mind. We fighting over crumbs falling off the master's plate. Ignorant to all the manipulation and the hate. I traded the ammunition for the vocabulary words, soaring high above the flock of the manipulated birds. I'm studying the real estate, the credit and the tax, putting the foundational armor right upon my brother's backs. You flexing with the rented cars, I'm buying up the block, turning the community into a solid heavy rock. The revolution ain't televised, it happens in the mind when you leave the destructive and the violent ways behind. I'm dropping heavy jewels on the pavement of the street, hoping that the intellectual victory is complete. Don't be a statistic, don't be a number in the cell. Break the psychological and the systematic spell. True gangsters build hospitals, true gangsters build schools. We no longer playing by the oppressor's dirty rules. A loaded mind protects you for a lifetime. Drop the steel, grab the book, changing up the way the future generation look. Drop the steel, grab the book, changing up the way the future generation look. Mind is the weapon, keep the caliber high. Mind is the weapon, keep the caliber high. Elevate the mind. Elevate the mind. They keep us fighting over the crumbs on the floor, so we never look up to see who's eating the whole pie. The real enemy wears a tie. They keep us fighting over the we loading the heavily modified, dangerous clips. The deeply embedded hatred resting heavy on the lips. Red and the blue colors dividing the deeply broken block, worshiping the deeply destructive, heavily loaded Glock. We fighting the brothers who looking exactly like us, throwing the entire community perfectly under the bus. The drive-by shootings tearing the heavily fragile peace, providing the overtime for the heavily armed police. We claim that we heavily protecting the neighborhood turf, but we heavily acting like a deeply uneducated serf. The territorial pride is a heavily blinding disease, bringing the deeply powerful warriors right to their knees. We deeply distracted by the heavily localized petty beef, operating blindly under a heavily manipulated belief. Follow the money, the bullets stop at the corner, but the profits go downtown. Fighting a war that we cannot see, blindfolds on the heavily broken community. The puppet master pulling heavily on the green strings, while the deeply devastated neighborhood sadly sings. Yeah. Sit the strings. Yeah. Sit the strings. Look at the heavily fortified banks in the corporate suites. They deeply profiting from the heavily violent streets. They heavily redline the deeply impoverished broken zone, ensuring the deeply historical property is never owned. They build the privately funded, heavily massive prisons, creating the incredibly deep in the systematic divisions. We are the inventory, heavily processed and stocked, ensuring the heavily deeply systemic doors remain locked. The real gangsters are heavily sitting in the parliament, passing the heavily destructive, deeply legal document. Once you realize the heavily orchestrated complex scheme, you heavily deeply wake up from the deeply violent dream. We gotta heavily unify the divided tribes, rejecting the heavily deeply embedded political bribes. Turn the heavily intellectual weapon to the sky, refusing to let the deeply historical legacy die. Fighting a war that we cannot see, blindfolds on the heavily broken community. The puppet master pulling heavily on the green strings, while the deeply devastated neighborhood sadly sings. Yeah. See the strings. Strings. fighting your mirror image. Look up, see who's pulling the strings. Unity is our only weapon.
You have a collect call from an inmate at a state correctional facility. Press 1 to accept.
What's good, brother? I got your letter, just listen. I got your letter in the mail, read it carefully twice. Thinking about the days we used to gamble and roll the dice. You doing 20 in the box, staring straight at the wall, while I'm out here trying not to stumble and fall. The block is looking identical, nothing has really changed. The players are different, but the game is still arranged. The youngest dying over colors, dying over the blocks. Still worshiping the jewelry and the loaded Glocks. I walk past your old house, see your mother on the porch. She praying that the Lord will finally carry the torch. It's a heavy type of burden, surviving the urban war. When your closest brother locked behind a heavy iron door, I send a couple $100 to your commissary, knowing that the penitentiary's a cemetery for the brilliant minds trapped inside the concrete cage, writing down the history upon a bloody page.
Read the letter, break the cell, finding heaven in the middle of hell. Keep the mental sharp, don't let the spirit rot. Read the beautiful roses growing out the vacant lot. Yeah, stay strong. You told me in the letter that you slowly losing your mind, feeling like the universe has left you far behind. But physical confinement cannot capture the holy soul. You gotta take the psychological, absolute control. I traded in the street hustle, bought a tailored suit. I'm planting down a different and the intellectual root. I'm speaking to the youth, telling them your tragic tale, showing them the devastating reality of the jail. We were engineered to fail, programmed to lose, given the most impossible paths to choose. But I'm rewriting the historical generational script, ensuring that the balance of the power is tipped. Don't let the guards break you, don't let the warden win. Forgive yourself the past and the original sin. The time is moving slow, but the hands on the clock are bringing you closer to returning to the block. Read the letter, break the cell, finding heaven in the middle of hell. Keep the mental sharp, don't let the spirit rock. Read the beautiful roses growing out the vacant lot.
Yeah, stay strong.
Yeah. I'm sending you some books, philosophy and the law, so you can see the systemic structural flaw. Educate yourself, sharpen up the brilliant brain. Don't let the isolated penitentiary drain. When you finally get out, I got a job in the place. We gonna elevate the beauty of the human race. No more moving backwards, stepping in the dark. We leaving a monumental historical mark. Stay strong on the yard, keep your head up high. We gonna touch the beautiful limitless sky. I'll wrap this letter up, sealing it with a stamp. Keep your vision illuminated like a street lamp. I'll see you on the visit in a couple of weeks. We surviving the valleys and we climbing the peaks. Hold your head, my brother, never surrender the fight. I'm walking to the mailbox in the middle of the night.
You have 1 minute remaining. Hold your head, brother. I'll call you next week.
It ain't personal. It's just arithmetic, calculate the risk. It ain't personal. It's just arithmetic. It's just arithmetic, calculate. Count the cost, embrace the frost. Navigating where the souls are lost. Count the cost, embrace the frost. Navigating where the souls are lost. Keep the math clean, never cross the boss. Yeah, never cross the boss. Yeah. never cross the bars.
I look at the block like an intricate equation, operating smoothly through a heavy altercation. Minus the emotion, multiply the revenue. Only keeping absolute professionals in the crew. They crying about the struggle, crying about the heavy pain. I am extracting water from the unforgiving rain. You add a little weakness, it subtracts the overall. I'm standing like a monument, refusing to fall. The decimals are shifting, the percentages are tight. I'm a mathematician working strictly in the night. No sympathy for rookies stepping in the danger zone. You gotta pay the toll if you're walking it alone. I tally up the debts, tally up the casualties, studying the rhythm of the city's tragedies. I keep the ledger balance written in the black ink, standing on the edge, but I never even blink. Count the cost, embrace the frost, navigating where the souls are lost. Count the cost, embrace the frost, navigating where the souls are lost. Keep the math clean, never cross the bars. Yeah, never cross the bars. Yeah, never cross the bars. I divide and conquer, separate the weak links, sitting in the shadow while the opposition thinks. They trying to predict me, analyzing the pattern. I'm orbiting a totally different ring of Saturn. The currency is cold, but the metal is much colder. The weight of the reality is resting on the shoulder. I calculate the angle, calculate the trajectory. I am the director of this urban directory. You're fumbling the numbers, making critical mistakes. Living in a circle filled entirely with snakes. I carry the subtraction right inside the heavy coat, ensuring that the enterprise is managing the float. There is no coincidence, everything is by design. I walk perfectly along the designated line. If the sum doesn't equal, then the problem is removed. The theorem of survival is consistently approved.
Check the numbers, you can't buy loyalty on a discount, and you can't refund the betrayal. Count the cost, embrace the frost, navigating where the souls are lost. Count the cost, embrace the frost, navigating where the souls are lost. Keep the math clean, never cross the bars. Never cross the bars. Never cross the bars.
It ain't personal. It ain't purse
The bars. Yeah. Let me get a coffee black, no sugar. Just gonna stand here and watch the world spin for a minute. Yeah. Leaning on the plexiglass, standing by the door, watching the drama unfold at the local store. The homeless man outside begging for a dime, while the neighborhood hustlers plotting the crime. A mother at the counter counting up the heavy change, trying to figure out how to mathematically arrange a meal for a beautiful and innocent kids, while the politicians making their deceptive bids. The neon sign is buzzing up above the wet glass, watching another tragedy inevitably pass. I see the undercover cops sitting in the unmarked car, watching the local dealers operating from afar. The neighborhood is functioning just like a machine, a devastating calculated poverty routine. I take the sip of the coffee, bitter and black, carrying the weight of the city up on the back. Watch the block, read the street, surviving the heavy concrete defeat. Open the eyes, analyze the scheme, waking the brothers from the fabricated dream. Yeah. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Yeah. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Yeah. Wake up. The gentrification is slowly creeping in the zone, erasing the history and everything we own. They're raising the rent until the families gotta move, erasing the historical and generational groove. The corner store is the only sanctuary left in the community suffering from systemic theft. I see a young kid walking in with a heavy frown, wearing the colors of the most dangerous side of town. He buys a pack of gum, holding on to a loaded tool, skipping the education, dropping out of the school. I pull him to the side, look him strictly in the eye, tell him that the lifestyle is a fabricated
cold-blooded lie. You're fighting over asphalt you will never ever own, trading your potential for a temporary throne. The system wants you dead or sitting in a tiny cage. You gotta channel the intelligence and curb the rage.
Watch the block, read the street, surviving the heavy concrete defeat. Open the eyes, analyze the scheme. Waking the brothers from the fabricated dream. Yeah. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Yeah. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Yeah. Wake up. I buy the kid a sandwich, hand him a paperback book, telling them to thoroughly and carefully take a look. The knowledge is the weapon that they absolutely fear. It makes the invisible boundaries disappear. You wanna be a rebel? Go and get a real degree. Learn how to build a business, secure the property. We gotta pool the resources, elevate the total net. We owe the ancestors a monumental debt. He looks at the book, puts the weapon in his bag, lowering the colors of the territorial flag. It's just a small step, but the journey has begun. Walking out the store into the rising of the sun. I finish up the coffee, throw the cup in the trash, knowing that the intellect is heavier than cash. The corner store prophet, delivering the holy word, making sure the message of the universe is heard. The whole world is right here on this corner. You just gotta know how to look at it. Take care of yourself, kid. Everybody wants the fast money, but fast money comes with a play the long game. Play the long game. Play the long game. Stack the chips. Silence on the money making lips. Play the long game. Stack the chips. Silence on the money making lips. No flashing, no shine, just the power grips. No flashing, no shine, just the power grips. Yeah, keep it quiet. I see them on the corner flashing in heavy road, mortgaging their future, selling off their holy soul. Driving rented cars, wearing the rented chains, got a pocket full of singles and a deficit of brains. They living for the week and they living for the gram, but when the feds arrive, they the first to squeal and scram. I'm sitting in the back, observing the tragic play, knowing they ain't gonna last to see another sunny day. I play the long game, the marathon, not the sprint. I'm moving in the shadows without leaving a footprint. I take the slow profit, I build a solid base. I don't participate in the rat and the mouse race. Patience is a weapon, time is a heavy sword. I'm collecting all the dividends and building up the hoard. While they celebrating loudly, I'm quietly investing, preparing for the storm when the universe is testing. Play the long game, stack the chips. Silence on the money making lips. Play the long game, stack the chips. Silence on the money making lips. No flashing, no shine, just the power grips. No flashing, no shine, just the power grips. Keep it quiet, quiet, quiet. They call me old-fashioned, they say I'm moving too slow, but they don't understand the heavy undertow. The tortoise in the hair, the street version of the tale. The flashy ones inevitably end up in the jail. I'm reading up on real estate, checking on the stocks, while they debating who was the hardest on the blocks. I buy the whole building, they renting out the room. I'm planting down the seeds, they sweeping with the broom. It's a difference in the mindset, a difference in the view. I'm operating heavily with the selective few. If a deal takes a year, I wait exactly 12 months. I don't jeopardize the mission by performing silly stunts. The empire is built brick by meticulous brick, avoiding all the traps and the governmental trick. When the dust finally settles and the flashy ones are gone, I'm the only one remaining to witness the new dawn. And it didn't fall in a day. Either build it right, and it didn't fall. Then it didn't fall. Then it didn't fall in a day. Either build it right. Play the long game. Stack the chips. Silence on the money making lips. Play the long game. Stack the chips. Silence on the money making lips. No flashing, no shine, just the power grips. No flashing, no shine, just the power grips. grips. Yeah, keep it quiet.
Keep it quiet.
Keep it quiet. Everybody wants to. That's the only metric that matters. If you ain't here 10 years from now, you never really arrived. In the long game. It ain't a coincidence. The liquor stores outnumber the grocery stores. It's a design. Welcome to the maze. Break the walls. See the trap. Break the walls, see the trap. Wiping off the borders on the sociological map. Break the walls, see the trap. Wiping off the borders on the sociological map. Engineered to fail, but we built to survive. Engineered to fail, but we built to survive. Yeah. Beat the odds. Look at the architecture of the neighborhood design. Everything is calculated, heavily aligned. Liquor on every corner, pawn shops in between. Feeding the addiction of the metropolitan machine. The schools are underfunded, the textbooks falling apart. Crushing the ambition right directly from the start. They push us in the corner, throw a weapon in the cage. Watch us annihilate each other in the blind rage. Then they turn the cameras on and call us animals and thugs. Blaming the community for the violence and the drugs. It's a multi-billion-dollar penitentiary complex. Treating human beings like they just another flex. I see the invisible bars, I see the grand scheme. Waking up the brothers from the fabricated dream. We fighting the war against an enemy unseen. Operating quietly behind the digital screen. Break the wall, see the trap. Wiping off the borders on the sociological map. Break the wall, see the trap. Wiping off the borders on the sociological map. Engineered to fail, but we built to survive. Engineered to fail, but we built to survive. Yeah, beat the odds. They gentrify the block, push the original people out, replacing the culture with the avocado sprout. Raising up the rent until the families gotta move, erasing the historical and the generational groove. It's an economic cleansing, subtle and polite, happening right in front of the blinded city light. But I refuse to be a victim, refuse to be erased. I'm standing my ground in this geographical space. I'm organizing dollars, buying back the property, breaking the invisible chains of the modern slavery. We gotta pull the resources, build our own economy, reclaiming the heavily disputed autonomy. If they don't give us a seat at the table, we build our own, carving a new empire straight out of the stone. The odds are stacked heavy, the mountain is steep, but the resilience of my people is incredibly deep. You can't beat the maze. You can't beat the maze. You can't beat the maze. Break the walls. Break the walls, see the trap. Break the walls. Break the walls. Break the walls, see the trap. Wiping off the borders on the sociological map. Break the wall, see the trap. Wiping off the borders on the sociological map. Engineered to fail, but we built to survive. Engineered to fail, but we built to survive. Yeah. Beat the odds. 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 See the trap for what it is and walk right out of it. Did you hear that? Shh. Turn the lights off. Just listen. Just listen. Just listen. Just listen. Just listen. Did you hear that? Shh. Turn the lights off. Just listen.
3 a.m. in the morning, staring blindly at the ceiling, fighting with a terrifying, paralyzing feeling. The mansion is massive, the security system is tight, but I cannot find a peaceful moment in the dead of night. Every shadow on the wall looks exactly like a ghost of the brothers that I utilized and violently roasted. The money in the safe cannot purchase a minute of sleep. The psychological secrets are incredibly deep. I hear a floorboard creak in the empty hollow hall. I'm grabbing on the loaded weapon hanging on the wall. It's just the wind blowing heavily against the window pane, but the trauma is permanently embedded in the brain. I walk up to the mirror, splashing water on my face, looking at a man who is completely out of his grace. I survived the violent, chaotic, and muddy trench, but I can never wash away the metaphorical stench.
Lock the door, check the blind, fighting with the traumatized mind.
Trust nobody,
Not even the silhouette, living with the unpayable historical debt. Yeah, trust nobody.
Trust nobody.
you eliminate the enemies, take the heavy golden crown, but the gravity is heavily pulling your spirit down. I'm isolated, trapped inside of the luxurious wealth, sacrificing every ounce of my spiritual health. The sirens in the distance triggering the heavy sweat, a terrifying, unescapable, invisible net. I got a closet full of skeletons rattling the bones, sitting on the most uncomfortable of the bloody thrones. My friends are either dead or they sitting in a prison cell, leaving me to navigate this beautifully decorated hell. I can't trust the chef, I can't even trust the maid. Every single interaction feels like a deceptive charade. The paranoia is a cancer eating at the holy soul, taking absolute and devastating psychological control. I'm a prisoner of war in a war that I actually won, hiding in the darkness from the brilliance of the sun.
Lock the door, check the blind, fighting with the traumatized mind. Trust nobody, not even the silhouette, living with the unpayable historical debt. Yeah, trust nobody.
Trust nobody.
I pour a heavy glass of the aged in the dark brown, swallowing the overwhelming anxiety deep down. I realize the ultimate and the devastating truth. I sacrificed the beauty of my innocent youth for a temporary, superficial material gain, and now I gotta suffer the psychological pain. I am the warden of my personal mental penitentiary, documenting the downfall in a tragic documentary. I put the weapon down heavily on the mahogany desk, accepting the reality of the absolute grotesque. I gotta find a way to make amends for what I did, trying to resurrect the innocence of the inner kid. I'm donating the millions, trying to balance out the scale, hoping that my spiritual redemption will finally prevail. The dawn is breaking through the curtains, illuminating the room. A solitary king escaping the psychological tomb.
You survived the streets just to fight a war in your own head. Testing one, two. Look, if you're listening to this tape, it means I'm already gone. I left the game, but I couldn't leave without giving you the map. Listen closely.
I'm speaking directly and clearly in the microphone, leaving the strike of wisdom from the philosophical throne. Before I pack my duffel bags and permanently leave, I need you to thoroughly listen and completely believe that the streets is a heavily fabricated, dangerous lie designed to manipulate you and ultimately make you die. Rule number one, never place your absolute trust in a gun. It brings the heat and blocks out the magnificent sun. It is a tool of the coward, a mechanism of fear. It makes your brightest potential instantly disappear. I navigated the maze, surviving the darkest of days, escaping the psychological and the systematic haze. I took the bullets on the chest so the future could be blessed, enduring the ultimate and the most terrifying test. I'm handing you the manual, the heavy survival guide, hoping that my testimony can turn the incoming tide.
Press the play, learn the way,
Surviving to see another day. Take the deeply embedded historical advice. You cannot afford to pay the ultimate price.
Yeah, listen close.
Rule number two, keep your inner circle in incredibly few. The closest friend will vividly manipulate your view. They smile in your face while they holding a sharpened knife, ready to jeopardize your absolute and innocent life. The envy is a venom that poisons the strongest of bonds, creating a ripple effect across the quietest ponds. Rule number 3, educate your intellectual tree. Read the profound books, unlock the psychological key. Outsmart the local crooks and the governmental traps. Redraw the boundaries of the socio-political maps. The mind is a vault, an impenetrable heavy safe, protecting you from the dangers of the metropolitan strafe. If you fail to plan, you are perfectly planning to fail, destined to end up in the coffin or a maximum jail. I'm dropping these jewels, laying them out on the wooden desk to save you from the tragedy of the urban grotesque. Press the play, learn the way, survive in the sea another day. Take the deeply embedded historical advice. You cannot afford to pay the ultimate price. Yeah, listen close. I did my time navigating the devastating crime, but now I'm free, perfectly executing the prime. I passed the torch, heavy sitting upon the wooden porch of a brand new home, escaping the systematic scorch. No longer forced to roam in the danger of the night. I'm walking graciously into the beautiful guiding light. Take this heavy tape, use it to permanently escape the terrifying boundaries of the geographical shape. I'm wiping my name completely off the historical map, deactivating the triggers of the generational trap. Be better than we were, that is the only way we win. Eradicating the remnants of the original sin. The legacy is secure, the intention is incredibly pure, providing the absolute and the most magnificent cure. The cycle is done, the beautiful revolution is won. I'm stepping out of the shadows, walking into the sun.
That's it. That's the blueprint. The rest is up to you. Be smart, be safe.
Peace. Peace.